Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Back again here on a Monday night for the Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. And tonight is championship night. Chris Carroll and Thomas Axum going to be duking it out for the championship here this evening. The two heavy hitters in this league going at it tonight here at Nashville Fairgrounds, ladies and gentlemen. Nashville Fairgrounds for 200 laps. They're going to be going a little bit longer for it tonight, with it being a championship race. So the thing I'm seeing right now, though, ladies and gentlemen, interesting news. Chris Carroll, obviously top of the board. We see that. He's up at the top with a 17.85. But I am not seeing the number 13's hauler in the infield. I don't think Thomas Axum is going to make tonight's event. That being said, I'm not sure if that means if Chris Carroll's basically just got to have a good finish or not. I'm not sure, but it is a double points night. So every position is going to matter twice as much more now. We get ready to go 200 laps around Nashville Fairgrounds here tonight in the Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series for the Crooked Line Short Track Oval Racing League. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come out and join these guys for next season, go ahead and check out the Facebook. Join the Discord, get your number picked, and we'll get you set up for next season. Right now, everybody just waiting to hear from Race Control to head on down into the infield and start pre-race ceremonies here. Only a couple more seconds and we should be getting word. All right, everybody, it is that time. If you please could, rise and remove your hats for tonight's National Anthem. And thank you very much, Joshua Rutherford, for a great rendition of our national anthem. Everybody go check out Mullet Music Productions on YouTube and help support Joshua Rutherford for making great music. Qualifying is underway here at Nashville Fairgrounds, and Jeff Clifton's going to be one of the first drivers out on track here in that number 1 super late model. New paint scheme for the number 1 this evening. So the other thing about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that I did not point out is the 99 of Chris Carroll does not have to start in the rear of the field. It's actually going to be the 28 of Brian Zimmerman, I'm pretty sure, to the rear of the field this evening. But, yeah, the 13, not here in Nashville. So Chris Carroll looks like he just has to have a clean race here tonight to take home the championship. Brian Zimmerman goes fastest right now with an 18 flat. Jeff Clifton is who we were just watching, number one, 18.08 his first lap. Second lap, he's going to go 18 flat. He's going to go ahead and tie Zimmerman and be on outside pole right now. Troy Tarbuck just finished up his run in the number 24, an 18.03 for the 24. Guy Barrett sitting in 5th right now as he just finished up his qualifying run, bringing that 02 super late model down pit road. Tyler Johnson just bumped him out of the top 5 along with Tanner Marr in the number 4. Tyler Johnson coming to complete his second lap here. First lap in 18.09. Second lap, he's going to get loose coming out of turn number 4 and cross the line. Not going to be any quicker. Larry Bell holding on to the 4th position right now. And Jeffrey Miller back there in 10th. Mike Hamlin in the number 11 newcomer to the Monday Night Series. He's out there right now, just finished up lap 1. He's going to go 11th on the board with an 18.81. Let's see if he can improve on the second one. Out of turn number 4 for the number 11 of Mike Hamlin, and across the line, a little wiggle coming out of turn 4. Able to improve, but only moved up to 10th spot, an 18.41 for the number 11 of Mike Hamlin. Right now, it looks like everybody might have taken a time that wanted to. We got Chris Sawyer waiting on pit road. He's already completed 1 lap. Same with Derek Stanley in the number 83. So they have one more lap that they could take here in qualifying to try and get a time on the board. Brian Zimmerman right now holding on to the pole, but if I remember correctly, he does have to start from the rear of the field this evening. About a minute 40 left here in qualifying. Still waiting for some drivers to head out on track. We got Frank Barbary, Chris Clark, Chris Carroll, Chris Sawyer, Mitchell Muma, Derek Stanley, Christian Pittman, and Steven Johnson. I'm seeing Carroll hasn't qualified, so maybe he does have to start from the rear of the field. Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe Zimmy won the Tour Mods last week. They all run together, ladies and gentlemen. They really do. When you're broadcasting the same names in every league, they start to run together. So right now, Zimmerman on pole, 17.97. About a minute left to go. 11 drivers have qualified, and quite a few have yet to turn any laps. It looks like Steven Johnson is going to head out on track in that number 2 super late model. I was talking to a couple of the drivers before the race, everybody, and they were saying this car is very loose coming off of 2 and coming off of turn 4. So we're going to have to keep an eye on everybody managing their tires, especially that right rear tire. You don't want to overheat it and abuse it throughout the race. We got 200 laps here and only 1 extra set of tires laying in the pits. As Steven Johnson, see right there, gets loose coming off of turn number 4. He's going to have to get the momentum back up here on his second lap. So this is Steven Johnson's first lap. He just got the green flag. He's only going to have 7 seconds here, though. He's going to have to get a lap down before 4 seconds. I don't think he's going to do it. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. So that's going to put Johnson 14th on the board. No lap time. Drivers are getting into their super late models here tonight for 200 laps around Nashville Fairgrounds. Can Chris Carroll come from the rear of the field and win tonight and take home that championship? We got to get through the grid. Brian Zimmerman in the number 28 is going to be starting on the pole here tonight with Jeff Clifton in the number 1 to his outside in second. Troy Tarbuck in the number 24 is going to be starting in 3rd place with Larry Bell, the number 43, to his outside in 4th. Tyler Johnson in the number 5 is going to be starting P5 with Tanner Marr, who is outside in the number 4, in 6th. Guy Barrett in the 02 is going to be starting 7th, with Brandon Mettler in the 15, who is outside in 8th. Scott Smith in that number 53 machine is going to roll off 9th position, with Mike Hamlin in the number 11, starting in 10th. Jeffrey Miller in the 79 is going to be starting in 11th, with Chris Carroll in the 99, who is outside in 12th. Christian Pittman in the 14 is going to be starting 13th, with Steven Johnson in the number 2 starting 14th. Mitchell Muma in the number 98 is going to be starting 15th, with Derek Stanley in the 83 is going to be starting 16th. Rounding out the field this evening, Chris Sawyer in the 66, Chris Clark in the 91, and Frank Barbary in the 26. And that is your grid here tonight for the championship race, the double points night here at Nashville Fairgrounds. All right, the grid's starting to roll off. We're going to have 2 laps of green here, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers are going to have 2 laps to get some heat going in the motors, get some heat in the brakes and tires, get them ready to go. 200 laps here tonight. One to green right here, ladies and gentlemen. The green flag is going to be up in the air. Flagman has controlled the start on the very first one. Every restart after that will be on the leader coming out of turn number 4. Pace car is going to pull on down pit road. Brian Zimmerman and Jeff Clifton on the front row. Bring them out of turn 4, waiting for the green flag, and it is out. We are underway here. The championship race at Nashville Fairgrounds. Jeff Clifton got a really good start there. He's going to hold on the outside of Brian Zimmerman going into turns 1 and 2. Battle for the lead going down the back straightaway. Looks like Troy Tarbuck was able to single file out back there. Hang on to 3rd place. Moves up into the middle of the racetrack. Clifton's going to get loose coming off turn number 4 and down to the inside walls the number 1. We're going to be under caution here for the first time. Let's go back and see if we can't get a replay on what happened. I mean, we saw it. He just gets loose coming out of turn number 4. Down in the infield. Elects to tow the race car back to pit road. Heavy front end damage to the number 1, Jeff Clifton here early on. Well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we can go ahead and do a quick shout out of our sponsors as we see Zimmerman, a little bit of strategy coming down pit road. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
and sit down.
Back live at Nashville Fairgrounds here on True Sim Productions. The pace car lights appear to be off, and it looks like we're going to be going to a single file restart. So, Troy Tarbuck in control of this one, ladies and gentlemen, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag flies, and we're back underway. So down into turns 1 and 2, it is going to be single file. It looks like we got a battle going on back there for the 5th position. Metler looked like he took a peek to the inside of Barrett, but Barrett was able to prevail. Now Metler goes to the top side of the racetrack here coming out of turn number 4. He's going to be side by side out in the back straightaway here for 5th place. Guy Barrett on the bottom side. Brandon Metler on the top side, still side by side as we go down the back straightaway. Back up to the front, Troy Tarbuck still holds on to the race lead. Larry Bell running second in the number 43. Last lap of the race, Troy Tarbuck's at the fastest time, an 18.11 for the number 24, as we take lap 9 of 200. Tyler Johnson has moved up 2 positions since the start of this race. He's sitting back there comfortably in 3rd position. He's got Tanner Marr right behind him, though, sitting in 4th. Tanner Marr's running some pretty good lap times right now, a little bit quicker than our race leader. Brandon Metler is holding on to the 5th position. Is Guy Barrett right behind him, trying to take it back. Larry Bell last time by an 18.06, fastest lap of the race. Go right behind Guy Barrett there, and the number 53 is Scott Smith, holding on to the 7th position, already up 2 spots since the start of this race. And right behind him is that number 11 of Mike Hamlin, who has also moved up 2 spots so far. Sitting in 8th, holding on to it, started in 10th, doing a good job out here. Brian Zimmerman all over the back bumper of the number 11, though, trying to take a peek coming off turn 4, can't make anything happen. Chris Carroll's already up 2 positions since the start of this race as well. All over the back bumper of Brian Zimmerman, trying to get up to the front of the field. Chris Carroll trying to take home that championship here tonight. Side by side here for 8th place as they go down the front straightaway. Now Chris Carroll's a run on Brian Zimmerman to the outside into turns 1 and 2. Carroll nowhere to go as Mike Hamlin's running the same line right in the middle of the racetrack. Seems to be the preferred line around Nashville here this evening. You don't want to be right on that yellow line. Kind of want to be about a groove up. Christian Pittman back there in that number 14 super late model is sitting in 11th. He's watching these guys try and battle it out as you see Brian Zimmerman get around the number 11 right here. He's going to clear him going down the front straightaway. Now Chris Carroll to the inside in 1 and 2. Can Carroll clear him coming off of 2? It looks like he's going to. No. Hamlin keeps a fender there, trying to hang on that top lane. Now Pittman to the bottom side of the racetrack on the inside of Mike Hamlin. Down the front straightaway, they're going to make a little contact. Looked like Hamlin might have got a little loose coming off turn number 4. They made a little door contact there, going on that front straightaway. Hamlin scrapes the wall just a little bit there as well. Going back a little bit further, Steven Johnson kind of biding his time right now. Again, watching this battle unfold between the 14 and the number 11. Maybe he can capitalize on this if one of them makes a mistake. Now all over the back bumper of Steven Johnson. Right behind him is the number 83 of Derek Stanley, hanging on to the 13th position. Then we go back to 14th. We have Mitchell Muma, kind of all by himself right now. Clear racetrack in front of him and behind him. And now Chris Sawyer took a peek right underneath the 79 of Jeffrey Miller. Now Chris Sawyer up into the 15th spot. Has a little front end damage, that number 66. We'll have to see if that affects him later in the race. Chris Clark back there is holding on to the 17th position. Jeff Clifton has elected to put it on the hauler, and Frank Barbary elected to not even start the race. Back up to the front of the field, we got Troy Tarbuck in the number 24 pretty much controlling it right now with Larry Bell right behind him. Tarbuck doing a really good job out here. He's got about a 6/10 lead over Larry Bell, and these two have pretty much pulled on Tyler Johnson and Brandon Mettler, who are about 2 seconds off our race leader right now. Looks like Tanner Moore might have gotten a little loose coming out of turn 4 right there. Remember, we were talking about it before the race. These cars are going to be really loose coming off the corner. That suspension's going to unload and get the car all out of shape. Tanner doing a good job holding on to the 5th position. Guy Barrett, the 02, is now got a mirror full of Brian Zimmerman. Gets a little loose on entry. Clips the apron coming off. Brian Zimmerman's got a great run going down the front straightaway right now. We go down into turns 1 and 2. Chris Carroll takes a peek to the top side of Brian Zimmerman. Didn't have enough momentum. He's going to slot back in and hang on to that 8th position. Brian Zimmerman took a peek now to the outside of Barrett, but now he has to worry about Chris Carroll looking to the inside coming off 4. Down into 1 and 2. Chris Carroll just can't seem to find a way around the 28. Kind of shows him the nose there down the back straightaway. Carroll is trying to get to the front of the field. Lap 26 at 200. Still plenty of time for him to get up there. Speaking of back up at the front of the field, Troy Tarbuck starting to pull on Larry Bell just a little bit more. He's increased that gap to about 0.8 of a second. And now back to Tyler Johnson, it's almost 2.5 seconds. So Tarbuck putting in some really good, consistent lap times here tonight at Nashville. Everybody pretty much single filed out. They're getting in the rhythm. I'm assuming they're definitely gonna have to stop for fuel tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But the real question is gonna be, when do you stop and take those tires? Do you take 4 tires? Do you take right side tires? I would imagine if we have a caution flag late in this race, these guys are definitely gonna be coming and taking 4 tires. I would say under caution. Under green flag conditions, you really don't want to risk taking 4. I was gonna see a lot of guys taking 2 tires here tonight under green flag pit stops. Lap 30 of 200 here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
Hate to cut it short there, ladies and gentlemen, but we are under yellow flag conditions here at Nashville. Troy Tarbuck still your race leader. We're going to go back and take a look and see what happened here. Looks like the 14 of Pittman might have gotten in the back of Guy Barrett. Guy Barrett just trying to save it. I mean, everybody doing a really good job not to hit him right there, for sure. Let's go ahead and get another angle of that. I mean, you see it right there. Pittman gets into the back of him. He's trying to hang on to it, trying to gather it. Pittman hits him again. And then that's what sends him around. So, it looks like Guy Barrett is going to have some rear end damage to that super late model. Luckily, didn't hit nothing else, as a lot of guys are starting to come down pit road. So we got Tyler Johnson on pit road, Christian Pittman, Sawyer, Barrett, Hamlin, Muma. I saw Tanner Marr was on pit road. All these guys coming down and taking fuel. I'm not sure if they took tires or not. Troy Tarbuck stayed out on track. Same with Bell, Metler, Zimmerman, Carroll, Smith, Johnson, Stanley, Miller. They all stayed out on track. The first person to pit was Tyler Johnson, and then Tanner Marr on back came down pit road here on lap 38. So, a little bit of strategy being played here tonight. We're going to have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. Out of turn 4, we're going to be taking lap 41 of 200. Chris Carroll has made his way up into 5th position. Remember, Chris Carroll going for the championship here tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to double them up, re-rack them, restack them, fire them off one more time here in Nashville. Waiting for the flag man to give the 1 to go signal. All right, here we go. So Troy Tarbuck, last restart, did a great job. Getting out to the lead, hanging on to the lead, I should say. Getting into a rhythm and kind of pulling away from everybody. Was out to about a 2.5 second lead before that caution flew. Larry Bell was also doing a great job holding on to 2nd. And Metler and Johnson were back there fighting for 3rd. About 2 seconds behind our race leader. Let's see what happens here on this restart. Out of turn number 4. Tarbuck fires them off and we're back underway. So great start for the number 24 as we go down into turns 1 and 2. You're going to be side by side for 2nd and side by side for 3rd place right now. Larry Bell and Brandon Metler fighting hard. Chris Carroll looking to make it 3 wide, but thinks better of it as he goes down into 3 and 4. It's going to be to the inside of Larry Bell, and Larry Bell's kind of getting hung out to dry right now on that top lane. Might lose the position here to Carroll. Not going to fight too much at 43 is. That's a teammate right there of Chris Carroll, and he knows Carroll's going for the championship. Same with Brian Zimmerman right now. This is all teammates working together right here. Zimmerman trying to get around Bell. Now Carroll's all over the back bumper of Metler trying to take over 2nd. Side by side still for the 4th position is Brian Zimmerman and Larry Bell. Bell is finally going to be able to slot back in line here. Scott Smith looking to the inside, but just doesn't have the momentum to get there right now. Steven Johnson doing a great job. He's up 7 positions since the start of this race. He's going to take a peek to the inside of the 53 going down into turns 3 and 4. Got a good run here. Let's see if he can make something happen. No, Scott Smith is going to run a good line down into the corner, kind of block that lower entry to make sure the 2-car can't get a nose in. He's going to take a peek again here going down to the corner, but thinks twice of it. Back under the caution flag once again, ladies and gentlemen. Showing maybe problems for the 79. Let's see what happens here. 66 and the 11. A little bit of contact. Oh, wow. The 79 gets tight. Gets into the wall and puts it on his lid. That's going to bring us under caution one more time here tonight at Nashville. Lap 48 of 200. As now we have Tarbuck and Mettler coming down pit road. Carroll stays out. We're going to have to see how this caution plays out with all these pit stops going on. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
With the whole shot. Burrows gets wadded up right there. We got a nasty one. 3 laps here. We're underway here at Horsepower Bar.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel.
Back live here on True Sim Productions. Chris Carroll, now your race leader. He is in control of the field on this restart. Fires them off and we're back underway. Great jump for the number 99 of Chris Carroll. So now Carroll started near the back and now has made his way all the way up to the front. Now he's just got to be smooth and consistent to run his way home to a championship here, lap 53 of 200, coming to complete lap 53. As we come out of turn number 4. Oh, Larry Bell and Scott Smith are going to tangle. We're going to have to go back and see what happened there, ladies and gentlemen. There was quite a few guys involved with that one. I know I saw Bell and Smith get into it there. So coming off turn 4, it's hard to tell. Kind of hard to tell from that angle. Let's see if we can't get a better angle here. It's still kind of hard to tell, ladies and gentlemen. We'll let the chat decide as always. But the incident right there was between the 43 and the 53. Kind of looks like Bell comes up, but it kind of also looks like Smith might have wiggled left a little bit. So we'll let the chat decide on that one. Let's see here. Lap 56 of 200. Was waiting to see if we was going to get the one to go signal right there. We didn't. So for once tonight, I'm going to do this. Brian Zimmerman, driver, the number 28 at Sam in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you, Sam. How you doing tonight, bud?
Hey, we're not doing too bad. How's it going out there? We've seen you kind of work your way from the back up to the front here. What's the strategy going forward tonight, man?
Well, we got about 15 gallons of fuel left. We can do about 115 more laps on this tank. The leaders all have to pit one more time. There's guys that just pitted. If we get about 4 or 5 more cautions, they might could make it. So it just depends on how many cautions we get. We'll be pitting here probably. Once we get into our pit window, we will come down pit road and top it off.
About how many laps do you think you can go?
With a full tank, about 130, 140.
Okay,
It just depends on how many cautions. About 130 green flag laps with a full tank. We started the race with 15 gallons. We could fill it to 22, so that's why I came in on about 1. Go ahead and topped off, went ahead and filled it up with 22 gallons of fuel. And that way I could at least make it to lap one, about 130, 140 was what I'd be able to get to if we didn't have any cautions.
All right, man. Well, hey, it looks like you're probably getting ready to go back green flag racing here. You're sitting in second. Good luck in the rest of the race, man.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it, bud.
And that was driver the number 28, Brian Zimmerman. Something we haven't really done a whole lot here. I'm normally trying to make sure everything's set up perfectly before we can do driver interviews. But a little in-race interview there with the number 28. Brian Zimmerman always gives us some good info on what's going on out there on the racetrack, especially with fuel mileage. So you heard it right there. They can do about 130 laps. So it's going to be close for some of these guys. But if they get a couple more cautions, like Zimmerman said, I think they're going to be okay. Pace car's going to pull it on down pit road one more time. Chris Carroll's going to fire him off. We're back under green. Carroll crosses the start-finish line, then moves up to the outside line. Good move on him for that. Down into turns 1 and 2. Great start by the number 99. Same with Brian Zimmerman. Now, we know these two are teammates, so I'm assuming they're going to be working together a little bit on these restarts. Brian Zimmerman's probably going to maybe block a little bit for the 99. You know, Chris Carroll's going for that championship. But how about the 53 of Scott Smith? A little bit of front-end damage on that super late model, but hanging on to it as the 2 of Steven Johnson. Great save by the 2. But he almost ate it on the inside wall. Gets loose again coming off 4. Steven Johnson's going to go backwards here in Nashville, but keeping his race car in one piece here tonight. That was a great job by the number 2. Oh, it sounds like we might have something else going on here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Another caution flag. Big group of guys. Looks like Tyler Johnson might have been involved. Scott Smith, it's showing me, has a meatball flag. We're going to ride on board here with Tyler Johnson. It looks like Smith might have gotten tagged or gotten loose. I'm not sure. Let's go back and take a look. The 14. 14 just kind of comes up into the 53, and everybody's just trying to slow down, get around them. So I think Scott Smith's probably going to have to come down and get that other car off the hauler. Some pretty significant damage to the number 53 machine. Chris Carroll, still your race leader. Also contending for the championship here tonight. And I don't know if anybody out in chat land knows Thomas Axum, but if you do, maybe he's out there watching. Where you at, brother? Racing for a championship and you ain't here. Back under the yellow flag on lap 65 of 200. We're going to go ahead and finish up that butt kicker commercial. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Do apologize for the black screen there, ladies and gentlemen. We got that sorted out. OBS kind of glitched on me there a little bit. Waiting for the flagman to give these guys 1 to green and coming to take a lap. 67 of 200. Pace car lights are still on. Chris Carroll in first. Brian Zimmerman second. Christian Pittman third. Tyler Johnson fourth. Tanner Marr rounds out the top 5. All right, gonna take the green flag on lap 69. We're re-racking them, restacking them. Gonna fire them off one more time here at Nashville Fairgrounds. Field in the hands of Chris Carroll out of turn number 4. Once again here, he fires them off. We're back underway. Great start again for the number 99 and the 28 as they go barreling down into turns 1 and 2. They're going to be side by side back here for 5th place down the back straightaway. Metler's going to get into the wall a little bit. Looks like the 98 of Muma, he did a good job not getting into the back of the 15. Checked up, let him regather it. Now Hamlin trying to fight and take over that 6th position from Metler, but it looks like they all kind of lost their momentum there, checking up for him as he scraped the wall going down the backstretch. Back up to the front, Chris Carroll. He isn't pulling too much. Looks like Zimmerman's actually got a pretty good run right now. He's a little bit quicker than Carroll last time by. But we also got the 14 of Christian Pittman up there in 3rd. He's trying to run down Brian Zimmerman. Now, something I'm noticing right now is you can see the different lines being ran by Zimmerman and Pittman. Now Zimmy, it's weird. He's kind of going in the middle, and he cuts it down the racetrack, almost touching that yellow line coming off the corner. Whereas Pittman's almost running a full-on diamond. He enters lower, drifts up the track, and then pulls it back down the track coming off the corner. Let's see what Chris Carroll's doing. Kind of the same thing. Carroll kind of running a little bit of a diamond here. Enters low, lets it drift up a little bit, and pulls it back down. Lap 74 here of 200. Still a long way to go in this thing. Anything can happen. They still might have to take a pit stop. Who took tires already? Who didn't? Can these guys who pit later on make it the rest of the way on fuel with another caution? Can Troy Tarbuck, Steven Johnson, Chris Sawyer, all these guys who pit on lap 64 and on, I think can make it the rest of the way. Top 3 starting to pull away just a little bit. Tanner Marr has gotten around Metler. Hanging on to that 4th position is the number 4 of Tanner Marr. Setting some pretty good lap times right now, too. Trying to pull away from the number 15. Try and run down the number 14 of Pittman. Mike Hamlin up 3 spots from the start of this race, sitting there in 7th, trying to get on the back bumper of Derek Stanley. How about Derek Stanley up 10 spots since the start of this thing, sitting there in 6th? Doing a good job in the number 83 once again. Larry Bell, after that mishap there between him and the 53, he has found himself back up into the 8th position, running pretty identical lap times to the leader too. So Larry Bell's still looking faster tonight, running 8th. Mitchell Muma holding on to the 9th position right now with Steven Johnson right behind him. Muma trying to get all over the back bumper of Bell, as you see Bell trying to get around Hamlin right now. We go back to Steven Johnson holding on to the 10th position, kind of in a world of his own right now. A little bit of racetrack in front of him and behind him. Tarbuck is another driver trying to get up to the front of the field once again. Was out here leading this race at one point in time, now finds himself in 11th position, trying to fight back up to the field. So if this thing goes green flag, he might be okay. Same with the number 5 of Tyler Johnson, but if you take a look at that race car right now, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it's hurting a little bit. The front end of that super late model, not looking too good on the number 5. As we said before, Scott Smith, he did have a lot of damage on that late model, but he got that quick repair and is back out here in a brand new race car. 1 lap down, currently in 15th. So we get another caution flag. Scott Smith can get his lap back right now and find himself right back in this thing. Doing a good job out here, just trying to run some laps. Kind of praying for a yellow flag right now is that number 53. Let's go back up to the front of the field. Chris Carroll is starting to pull away from second place Brian Zimmerman. You see the gap right there. It's about a second. Basically a full straightaway here at Nashville. About half a straightaway, sorry. About half a straightaway gap. It's about a full second. Second place. Then it go back about another full second, almost a second and a half here to Christian Pittman. Pittman's starting to fall off a little bit. Maybe might have burnt them tires up trying to get through the field to get up to that 3rd position. Now just trying to hang on to it. Still a long way to go, lap 85 of 200. Tanner Marr has a little bit to worry about right now as he's got the 15 all over his back bumper as they head down into 3 and 4. Metler is looking a little bit quicker right now if we're comparing lap times to the last couple of laps. Takes a peek to the inside going down the front straightaway there, but can't make it happen. Back up front, Chris Carroll is slowly starting to pull away a little bit more. Last time by was 18.01 for our race leader, and then Brian Zimmerman an 18.7, as I noticed we are under the yellow flag once again. And that's going to give Scott Smith his lap back, ladies and gentlemen. So that caution he was praying for, he just got it. Looks like there might have been an incident between the number 2 and the number 11. Try and get that pulled up for you here. Oh, the 2 just kind of drifts up. It looks like gets in the 11. Luckily, the 11, not a lot of damage. Just barely got clipped in the left rear by the 24. Looks like he'll be able to continue no problem. But goes back a little bit further in the field. Now back to 13th is the number 11 of Mike Hamlin. Go ahead and take a look at it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Going down into the corner, you see the 2 kind of drifts up the racetrack a little bit. Maybe expecting the 11 to be a little bit higher and just kind of misjudged that corner. Lap 89 of 200. And now a lot of drivers are coming down pit road. Brian Zimmerman, Chris Carroll, Larry Bell, Derek Stanley, Tyler Johnson, Steven Johnson, and Mitchell Muma all on pit road right now. So if they're coming down, that means they're going to be able to make it the rest of the way here on fuel. Tanner Marr last pit on lap 38, and I'm wondering if he's trying to save as much as he can right now. But handed the lead over to Tanner Marr. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, cutting it a little short right there for MF Racing Designs. Go check him out on Facebook. Tanner Moore, your race leader. He's going to fire him off coming out of turn number 4, coming to take a lap 94 of 200. Green flag is back out in the air. And how about Christian Pittman back there? It looks like he got a little wheel spin on that restart because he got real loose as he came off the corner. Oh, we're going to have one go around in the back. Derek Stanley into the outside wall. Looked like him and the 11 might have tangled right there. They go down into the corner. Looks like the 83 came down on the 11 on that one. I don't know. We'll take one more look at it, but that's kind of what I'm seeing right there. Yeah, it looks like the 11 holds his line. The 83 might have expected him to go down a little bit further, but they make contact, and that sends the 83 around, and we're going to be back under caution. That is going to have us start, I believe, the next restart single file, ladies and gentlemen. So this gives us a chance. We can go shout out MF Racing Designs properly. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's BAM Racing videos on YouTube. Go check them out. Tanner Marr's going to fire them off, and we're back underway. Taking lap 100 of 200 here at Nashville. Down into turns 1 and 2, we're going to be single file, but Brian Zimmerman had a good run on Troy Tarbuck, going to take over that 4th position. Down the back straightaway, we got a battle for the lead going on. Brandon Mettler is looking to the outside of Tanner Marr, but can't make it quite happen just yet. He's got a good run going down the front straightaway here down into turns 1 and 2. Tanner Marr is going to hold on to the race lead for right now. Christian Pittman all over the back bumper of that number 15 of Mettler. Throw a blanket over your top 3 right now. Only 100 laps to go here at Nashville. These guys are running really tight together right now as Brian Zimmerman is starting to catch back up. He's trying to run these guys back down. Brian Zimmerman last pit on lap 88, and I'm wondering if he took 2 right side tires because he is on the move. Now looking to the inside of Christian Pittman going out in turns 1 and 2. Going to be side by side as they come off of the corner. Pittman almost making contact with the 28 there. Looks like Zimmerman's going to get around him, no problem. Zimmerman up to 3rd. Pittman trying to get that position back, but just can't seem to make it happen just yet. Troy Tarbuck starting to work his way back up through here right now with Larry Bell. Larry Bell involved in that accident between him and Scott Smith earlier in the race. Now, brand new race car in the number 43, sitting in 6th. Mike Hamlin up 3 spots since this race has started, lap 105 of 200, and he is currently sitting in 7th. Trying to run down to 24 at Tarbuck. Now him and Steven Johnson kind of tangled 2 cautions ago, and Steven Johnson is starting to catch back up to the number 11. So we're going to have to see if Hamlin might race him just a little bit differently, since he knows that the 2 kind of pushed up into him that last wreck. We'll have to keep an eye on these guys. Steven Johnson is slowly starting to catch the 11, but let's go back up to the front of the field. Tanner Marr still holding on to the race lead, lap 107 of 200 coming out of turn number 4. Brandon Mettler trying to get a good run out of turn 4 down the front straightaway and can't make nothing happen right now. Just can't get to the back bumper of Tanner Marr. Can Tanner hold on to this race lead for another 100 laps? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. Doing really good right now, holding on to that lead. Hanging in that rhythm is that number 4, Tanner Marr. Brian Zimmerman is starting to slowly catch these guys, though. Zimmerman has been putting down some pretty consistent lap times. The last couple of laps have been almost identical for the number 28. And we all know that consistency is what wins races, as we're going to be back under the yellow flag once again. Looks like it might have been the number 5 of Tyler Johnson. Go back and see what happened. Comes off. Oh, yeah, he's another one. Gets into the wall and sends it down to the inside retaining wall. And I think that's going to end the number 5's evening. Let's take one more look at it. Coming off the corner, just gets tight, gets into the wall, sends it down to the inside wall. Staying out on track. Heavy front end damage. I'm wondering if he might have popped the radiator on that car. No smoke coming out of the number 5 just yet. We're going to have to see if that engine will hang on for another 90 laps. car bar. We're back live here on True Sim Productions. Tanner Marr's going to fire him off one more time. Lap 115. We're coming to up 200. Green flag back out in the air. Tanner got a good launch, but so did the number 15 of Metler. We're going to go side by side down into turns 1 and 2. Metler can't hang on that that right rear quarter panel. Tanner Marr's going to take over the race lead. Looks like Zimmerman is trying to fight off Pittman right now as we go through 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side down the front straightaway. Now Zimmerman looking to the inside of Metler. Metler's going to go high, and Zimmerman's going to take advantage of that. Look to the bottom side. He's getting loose coming off turn number 2. Wasn't sure if he was able to clear him there coming off turn 4, but now Zimmerman holds on to second place, but we're going to be back under caution once again. Who was it this time? Looks like Pittman in the wall. Gets loose, gets into the wall. Steven Johnson tries to avoid it, and I'm not sure what happened between Scott Smith and Troy Tarbuck. Take a look at it again. It looks like he might have tried to avoid the 2, didn't realize the 24 was checking up and got into the back of him. But the big one, what brought out the yellow initially, was this incident right here with the number 14 coming off turn 4, gets into the wall. Just Steven Johnson just had nowhere to go. Back under caution once again, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel.
And we're back alive here on True Sim Productions at Nashville Fairgrounds. Tanner Marr still your race leader. Gonna re-rack them, restack them, fire them off one more time. Green flag back out in the air. Down into 1 and 2. They're going to be side by side here for second place. Looks like Zimmerman's got a good run on the top side down the back straightaway. So give second place to Brian Zimmerman right now as Mettler took a peek again to the inside, going into 3 and 4, but couldn't make it happen. We're going to single file out as Brian Zimmerman takes a look for the race lead going into 1 and 2 on the bottom side of the racetrack. They're going to make a little contact. Tanner and, oh, they keep it straight. Great racing there by the 4 and the 28. Brian Zimmerman now takes over the race lead as now Tanner Marr has to worry about Larry Bell in his rearview mirror. 75 laps to go here at Nashville, and Brian Zimmerman out to the race lead. Let's go back and talk about someone we haven't talked to or really talked a whole lot about all night, and that's Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll last pit on lap 111. Wondering if he maybe came and got his tires there on lap 111. Now trying to fight his way back up through the field. Now, Carroll realistically just has to finish this race tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He finishes this race on the lead lap in a good position. Championship's his. So he's doing exactly what he needs to do, kind of giving everybody plenty of room and just methodically working his way up through the field. Back up to the front, Brian Zimmerman still holding on to the race lead. Tanner Marr running second. Brandon Mettler holding on to third. Larry Bell has fallen back to fourth. And Troy Tarbuck doing a great job up there in fifth. So Steven Johnson is another driver trying to work his way up to the field. He's up 8 positions right now since he started the race. Now looking to the inside of Troy Tarbuck here in turns 3 and 4. Coming to take a lap of 130 of 200 here. Still a long way to go and anything can happen. Scott Smith doing a great job right now fighting Chris Carroll on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to hold on to that 7th position. Looks like Carroll has the momentum on the top side though, but they're coming up on lap traffic. They're going to have to get it sorted out here. Scott Smith could use them as a pick. Chris Carroll had enough. He was able to clear him there down the front straightaway and get around that lap car and maintain that 7th position. So that's just great situational awareness right there by everybody getting around that lap traffic. Brian Zimmerman starting to gap the field just a little bit right now. He's got about a half-second gap over Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr trying to hold Brandon Mettler behind him. Brandon Mettler holding on to third. Larry Bell also, he's doing a great job. He's been in the back, has made his way back up into fourth. And that number 43 car trying to get another position here as he's got a good run on the 15 going on back straightaway. Trying to make a move, doesn't have enough momentum just yet, but he is fast. That 43 has been running faster lap times than these two guys ahead of him. Chris Carroll's trying to fight his way around Steven Johnson right now to take over the top 5 position. Steven Johnson's doing a good job trying to keep Chris Carroll behind him. Everybody wants to go for that win. Nobody really cares that Chris Carroll's going for a championship tonight because everybody wants that race win here tonight as well. Lap 137 of 200 here at Nashville. Chris Carroll's going to take a peek to the inside of Johnson going down the backstretch. Into 3 and 4, he's going to go ahead and almost pull a slide job on the number 2. 2's going to try and cross him back over. Can't make it happen. So move Chris Carroll up inside the top 5 now, trying to run down teammate Larry Bell. Steven Johnson just got passed by Chris Carroll, holding on to 6th. Troy Tarbuck back there in 7th. Scott Smith has fallen back to 8th position, but he's got a little bit of clear racetrack ahead of him and behind him. Behind him is the 02 of Guy Barrett, holding on to 9th. Mitchell Muma is rounding out your top 10 position. Tyler Johnson running 11th. Christian Pittman back there. He's slow on the racetrack. Let the 83 by. Pittman still is on the lead lap. Chris Sawyer back there, hanging on to 14th. Mike Hamlin hanging on to 15th. Mike Hamlin was another driver who came down and pit on lap 110. Heavy damage to the right side of that late model, though. I'm wondering if that is affecting the handling of that race car. Chris Clark holding on to 16th. Jeffrey Miller 17th back here. And Jeff Clifton again in 18th position after the little mishap coming off turn 4. Back up to the front of the field, it's all Brian Zimmerman starting to catch up to a little bit of lap traffic. Going to have to make quick work of him as to not let Tanner Marr catch up to him. But how about Tanner Marr? Last pit on lap 38 and still holding his own up here in second. Lap 145 of 200, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a little bit of a lengthy commercial break. When we come back, going to go all the way to the end, hopefully. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Shut up and sit down.
We're going to cut the lengthy commercial break short because we are under caution once again here at Nashville. Looks like the 0-2 of Guy Barrett and Scott Smith might have having some issues. It's another case of somebody just getting on the wall and pulling it off in front of somebody. I'm just kidding, ladies and gentlemen. No, he got tight, got into the wall, and it looked like it bounced the car off of the wall, and Scott Smith just had nowhere to go. Doesn't look like Guy Barrett has a whole lot of damage here. Let's see if I can't get another replay on that. Yeah, he just gets tight and gets into the outside wall. Scott Smith tried to give him room, but you see it right here. We'll slow it down just a little bit. I mean, I don't think Scott was expecting him to come down the racetrack, so he probably kept his foot in it, and that put him down to the inside wall. So now Scott Smith, again, with a mangled up race car, and Guy Barrett looks like he walked away, luckily, with minimal damage to that super late model. So, let's see here. Looks like Brian Zimmerman was a driver to come down pit road. Lap 156. Same with Sawyer, Marr, Metler, Tarbuck, Smith, Johnson, and Hamlin. They all came down pit road there under this caution. So, I'm wondering if maybe Zimmerman might have had a set of tires in the bank. Might have been saving them. But he's going to have his word cut out for him. He's going to have less than 40 laps to go to make something happen here. Chris Carroll is now up to the race lead with teammate Larry Bell on his outside. Field in the hands of Chris Carroll one more time, coming to take lap 161 of 200. Carroll fires him off, and we're back underway. Great launch for the number 99. I don't know if Bell got the memo because he's going to go ahead and lose the position to Steven Johnson. And how about the number 2 making his way up inside the top 3 here tonight? Last pit on lap 88 is the number 2, Steven Johnson. I'm wondering if that track position is going to be key here this evening. It's another driver that we've seen now up inside the top 3. I mean, this has been a great race. There's been a ton of guys who have been in and out of the front of the field. Larry Bell falls back to 3rd. Guy Barrett up to 4th. And Derek Stanley sitting in 5th. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I had something going wonky on the back end. Trying to get that sorted out. Looks like we're going to be under the yellow flag here once again this evening at Nashville. Looks like the 79 and the 66 involved with this one. Let's go ahead and get a replay. Oh, the 66 makes contact with the 79. 79 trying to get it squared out. Oh, no. We got Is that Pittman in the wall? No, that wasn't them. Okay, so it is Pittman. Pittman and Mettler. Pittman goes down in the corner, gets into the back of the 15, and then just pulls up the track and stops? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on with that one. All right, back under caution once again. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
With the whole shot. Burrows gets wadded up right there. We got a nasty one.
3 laps here. We're underway here at Horsepower Bar.
We're back live, getting ready to go back green flag racing. When we take the green flag, it's going to be about 31 laps to go here at Nashville. Chris Carroll, your race leader. Steven Johnson on the outside. Chris Carroll going for the championship here tonight. Pace car's going to duck on off. Carroll's been going pretty early here. Let's see if he changes it up. It waits a little bit longer, but not much longer. Fires them off. We're back underway. 31 laps to go here in Nashville, and Chris Carroll's out to a convincing lead already. Good jump there on that last restart. Steven Johnson's going to hold on to second place. How about Brian Zimmerman? Got really loose there coming off the corner. Managed to hang on to it. Now trying to run down Steven Johnson, take over that second position. Put Pit Lizard Performance, say that 3 times fast, in the top 5. We're under caution once again. I'm not sure. Might have been. Let's go back and see what happens here. It says the 5 and the 66. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. No harm, no foul. They come off the corner. Still nothing, and they go down in the corner, and I mean, that one's kind of hard to tell, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we'll let the chat decide, but I mean, plenty of room down there. I don't know. We'll let the chat decide. Who is at fault? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize about the silence there for a minute. Got 26 laps to go. Gonna be 25, gonna be 24 when we take the green flag. Chris Carroll, still your race leader, going for the championship, as we have pointed out many times here this evening. Pretty much no reason why Chris Carroll can't take it home here tonight. Jason Corn, I see you out in chat. That's a great question. We have no idea where Thomas Axum is tonight. Green flag back out in the air. It's going to be 24 laps to go here for Chris Carroll to take home a championship here in the Super Late Models. Brian Zimmerman holding on to third place right now. Derek Stanley looking to the inside of Larry Bell. Can't make it happen. Derek Stanley holds on to that 5th position. Tanner Marr trying to work his way back up through the field. Tanner's been up in the lead once tonight. He knows he can get up there. He knows he's got the car to do it. Clears himself off the 15 there. Tanner Marr up to 7th. Now he's got to work his way around Guy Barrett. Not many laps to do it here, as Chris Carroll just set the fastest lap of the race. It was an 18.01. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're under caution one more time. So we're probably going to have to go back. I'm just going to rewind it here because it started a little late for us, but it's coming off the corner here, and it's between the 15 and the 24. So let's take a look at it. It looks like the 15 just kind of pinched the 24 down. He did give him room, and I don't know if the 24 was expecting that or not, and just lost control of the race car and went around. We got 20 laps to go here at Nashville. We're going to go shout out MF Racing Designs. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Pace car lights are off. It's going to be 16 laps to go here when we take the green flag. Chris Carroll still your race leader. Brian Zimmerman running second. Steven Johnson now in third. And Larry Bell fourth. Derek Stanley's going to round out the top 5. Pace car's going to head on down pit road. Chris Carroll's in control. Fires them off. We're back underway. Carroll wait until he crosses the line to move up into the outside groove. Gets a good run down into 1 and 2. And now has a pretty good gap on second place Brian Zimmerman as we head down into 3 and 4. Steven Johnson doing a good job holding on to that third position, but Larry Bell trying to take it over as he looks to the inside down the front straightaway. Zimmerman is starting to pull away from Johnson, starting to catch the number 99 of Carroll. These guys are racing really hard for position back here. Fastest laps of the race being set. Chris Carroll, 17.96. Brian Zimmerman, 17.98. Those two guys are fast right now. Caution flag back out in the air. Let's go back and see what happened this time. Looks like Scott Smith might have came down on the 11 right there. I'm not sure. Let's go back and take a look one more time. Yeah, it looks like Smith might have turned a little early on that one. Let's see. Hamlin's there, and yeah, it kind of looks like the 53 turns in early. Maybe not expecting Hamlin to be there. Unfortunately, sends him around, and that puts us under yellow one more time. Chris Carroll, still your race leader. Chris Clark is getting one of his laps back this caution. So Chris Carroll probably doesn't want to see all these cautions here at the end. He just wants it to get to the end of the race, being out in the race lead right now. Even if he finishes second, he's still going to take home the championship here tonight. 10 laps to go next time by. It's probably going to be around 8 or 7 to go when we take the green flag. All right, lights are off on the pace car. It's going to be 8 laps to go when we come back and take the green flag. Chris Carroll, your race leader. Brian Zimmerman on the outside. Who's going to take home the win here tonight in Nashville? Into turns 3 and 4, Carroll's going to fire him off. We're back under green. 8 laps to go here in Nashville. Carroll out to a good jump there, and Zimmerman as well. They're stacking up back here in the middle of the field. They're going to get all 3 wide down the back straightaway. 4 wide. We're going to be under caution here once again, ladies and gentlemen. We saw it there happen live. Going down the back straightaway. We got to get a better look at that. Brandon Mettler was involved. Big checkups. Larry Bell gets into it in the wall. Hold on. We got to back this up and slow it up. I can't even tell what is going on here. Let's back it up a little bit more. Let's slow it down. That might be a little too slow, but, you know, we're slowing it down. So Larry Bell gets a little shot right there by the 83, sends him up. Tanner gives the 83 a shot, sends him up. 83 gives contact to Bell. They're 3 wide. Everybody's trying to check up. Mettler tries to check up. They're still door banging the 43 and the 83. Off the outside retaining wall. Gets into Mettler. Comes down. Hits the 0-2. Hamlin's trying to check up. Gets hit. The 5 hits the 83. I mean, it is just absolute calamity back here. Let's watch it live in real time. Oh, Larry Bell involved in this one too. Heavy this time. And I think he already took his fast repair. So not good for Larry Bell. Pace car lights are off. It's going to be a natural green-white checkered here. Can Chris Carroll hold him off? Oh, they're going to be going single file too. So Brian Zimmerman's going to have to get the restart of a lifetime here. Pace car's on pit road. Carroll's going to hold him up a little bit, fires him off. We're back underway. 2 laps to go at Nashville. Carroll has a good lead. I don't think Zimmerman's going to be able to get to him, but can Johnson get that second position? Down the back straightaway. Doesn't look like Johnson's going to have enough of a run. Carroll's going to pull out. It's going to be white flag in the air for the number 99. In the 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway for the final time this season for the 99. Out of turn number 4, give the race win and the championship to Chris Carroll in the number 99. Chris Carroll takes home another win in this series and takes home the championship here tonight in Nashville from starting in 12th position. Got up through the field, 0x as well, so shout out to Chris Carroll for keeping the car clean all night long. Really being patient out there to take home this championship. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your top 3. We'll be right back because these drivers have to go through post-race inspection when we come back. post-race interviews. Stick around.
Shut up and sit down.
Back live here on True Sim Productions, and we're catching up with the driver, the number 2, Steven Johnson, coming home in 3rd place tonight. You were started near the back of the field, Steven, and then you worked your way up towards the front there, got up to 3rd. Actually, I wanted to see, when was the last time you pit lap 88? What was the strategy overall for the number 2 machine tonight?
The strategy is kind of get the car comfortable and kind of learn it and just get it to the point that I was comfortable driving it, and that the car just really came in nicely, and then I just figured somewhere around the halfway point, let's take tires and see what happens. And that was clearly the wrong strategy because I could not keep up with Chris or Zimmy at the end. But it was good to try to hold on some track position and just try to keep the car in one piece and get it to the end.
So was track position really key here tonight? Because it looked like it was pretty difficult to pass.
I'm not sure. Like, I saw Zimmy just really drive to the field, but there's a couple other drivers that did the same strategy that were not able to do the same thing. So I'm not sure. Like, it was beneficial to have track position, but the fresh tires were unbeatable at the end. I don't know.
Well, hey, man, last race of the season for starting near the rear of the field, coming up to 3rd place. I mean, great run out here tonight. Who you got to shout out on that number 2 machine?
Appreciate you, Tanner. Y'all putting on these races, True Sim Productions. Y'all do such great work, and it's so much fun to be here with y'all.
Greatly appreciate that, Steven. And I tell you what, hopefully we see you next season in the probably the number 48, right?
I believe so, yes.
All right, man.
Okay.
Well, hey, hopefully we see you next season. You have a good one.
All right, best of luck to you.
And that was Steven Johnson coming home in 3rd position here tonight. Now we got to talk to, started on the pole, but managed to only come home 2nd place, and that's the driver, the number 28, Brian Zimmerman. And Zimmy, what was going through your mind there? A lot of cautions there at the end. I mean, what was going on with your tires? Could you catch Carroll? I mean, just kind of walk me through it.
Well, I had fresher tires. We needed a green flag run. Just could not. 1 or 2 laps there just wasn't enough. I needed more green flag runs there at the end. I had better tires. I think we could have got by him if we could have had about 10 or 12 lap run, or at least got up there and made a good race at it. Carroll had good speed. He was running really fast laps there at the end too, but I think that if we could have had 7, 8, 9 laps in a row there, his tires would have started falling off because he had about 50 laps more on his tires than I did. The race fell just like I wanted it to. Everything, all of my pit strategy from the beginning to the end worked out great for us. We were sitting where we wanted to be. I had fresher tires, just couldn't get that green flag run to really see if we could get around him.
Well, hey, man, you put on a great show tonight, going to the back of the field. You know, like you said, your strategy tonight was very impressive. Thanks for talking to us in the middle of the race as well. But coming home in 2nd place, Pit Lizards 1-2. You guys got to be happy about that. Who you got to shout out on the 28?
Thank those guys at Pit Lizard let me run with them. Appreciate everybody that ran me clean tonight. I chopped some noses a few times out there. Just this track, we had a run on a few. I know Guy Barrett, Troy cut me a big break. Steven Johnson cut me a big break. I got in a Tanner there going for the lead. In the middle of the race there, I made contact with him there. He was squeezing me, trying to hold me down. I was trying to squeeze down low to get beneath him, and we made contact there. I hate to make contact, but everybody in this league, we all try to run clean. We do make contact at times, but it's a pretty clean league. I really enjoy running with everybody in here, so I'd like to thank everybody in the league for that. I'd also like to give a shout out brother-in-law Andrew, my sister Samantha and Brody. They're back watching it, my wife watching it, so I appreciate all the support they give me, and we appreciate everything y'all do for us up in the booth, and Tanner, all the work he puts in this league. We sure do appreciate it. It's been a fun season. We look forward to next year.
All right, man. Hey, congratulations again on your second place finish, and we'll see you next season.
Sounds great, Sam. Have a good one, bud.
That was second place finisher Brian Zimmerman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We got to talk to the man of the hour. Not only race winner, but season champion Chris Carroll coming home with another win here tonight. Chris, kind of walk me through it. You started near the back of the pack. Got yourself up to the front of the field. Once you got out there, was it no looking back? Or what was the strategy tonight? Because I don't know if you saw, well, I'm sure you did once the race started, but Axum didn't show up. So what was the thoughts at the beginning and the end of this race?
I don't know what happened to him. I was hoping he'd show up and we could settle it, but it kind of sucks. I hope something bad didn't happen to him there. I hope everything's okay with Axum, but it was a wild race out there, Sam. I got up to the front where I wanted to be, and I had the strategy working. Everything was cool, and I was looking in my mirror at Zimmerman going into the pits, and I sped, and I had to go to the back again and rework the strategy. And I'll tell you, a bit of the wild, wild west out there at the end, but Zimmerman was on new tires there. I could see him coming in my mirror. He wasn't going nowhere, so I had to run it real, real hard and hope he didn't catch me. I got kind of fortunate with the cautions at the end there. I think a long run and he'd have been there, but yeah, it was a bit all over the place there, but made for a great race, I hope, on the broadcast, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, you put on a good show. We're keeping an eye on you all night. We know you were pretty much, the only one going for the championship here tonight, so we wanted to make sure you kept the car clean. Started in 12th, worked your way all the way up to first. I asked Steven this question, but was it hard to pass out there tonight?
Yeah, it was really hard to pass. Even on the new tires when I was coming through there, there's just so much grip on corner exit. Those guys are really getting the power down well, so you had to pick and choose your spots and try not to wreck anybody on the way, because when it's hard to pass, you can make a mistake and slide up to them. So I was just trying to pick my lanes there and try and get there to the end at the front and keep the car clean. If I won, I won. If those guys got me on the new tires, then so be it. But I was just trying to keep her clean and get her to the front there near the end and give myself a chance.
Well, hey, man, you put on an impressive season once again here in the Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. We're going to crown you a champion again here. What are your thoughts going into next season?
Well, it gets more competitive every year, man. We get a lot of fast guys in that league, and a lot more guys are showing up, which was awesome. We didn't have so many tonight. It was a little bit smaller field than we have had, but we're averaging like 25, Sammy. So, it gets more competitive every year, and you just got to take it lap by lap, man, and make good decisions and put yourself in position to win at the end. That's all I do. I don't really change it until I get whooped up there. I'll change that strategy maybe, but that's how I do it, man.
Well, hey, man, race winner tonight, season champion. Go ahead and give us your final thoughts and thank those sponsors.
Got to thank Tanner. Tanner puts so much hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into this, man. He every year he gives us something to race and give us something to do what we love to do. So big thanks to Tanner Marr and Metler and all the admins here that work hard first and foremost. And always got to thank the Pit Lizard boys. Brian Zimmerman with USAFirearms.com and Troy and Larry and Guy and all of us out there doing our thing. I got to thank my folks out there for watching. I got to thank Bam Racing Videos, and I got to thank all my friends and family out there watching. Just anybody who races me clean out there on iRacing, man. It's a lot of fun out there.
All right, Chris. Well, hey, congratulations again on another win and another championship. We'll see you again next season.
Thanks for the broadcast, Sam. Appreciate it, bud.
And that was the driver, the number 99, Chris Carroll, taking home the win here tonight and taking home the season championship for the Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here on True Sim Productions here tonight. Let me go ahead and get your race results up on screen. There's your race results, ladies and gentlemen. And real quick, I just got an update from Race Control on the points. I want to give you guys at least the top 5 in points. Chris Carroll, obviously your season champion. But Brian Zimmerman bumped up a spot here. He's now in second. So overall finish in points, second for Brian Zimmerman. Thomas Axum bumped down to third for not showing up tonight. So Thomas Axum third overall. Derek Stanley fourth overall. How about Mitchell Muma, top 5 in points? Great run for him all season. Tanner Marr came home in 6th. Guy Barrett 7th. Troy Tarbuck in 8th. And Scott Smith 9th. And Larry Bell in 10th. And that was your overall points for this season. But that's going to do it for us here tonight. We're going to go ahead and get out of here and get ready to go for tomorrow night for the Top Hat Comics Store Modified Series. Hope to see you all there. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.